In the dim glow of the hospital waiting room, where the air smelled of antiseptic and unspoken fears, Mark Thompson sat alone, his hands clasped so tightly that his knuckles turned white. His 5-year-old daughter, Lily, was behind those sterile doors, undergoing tests for a mysterious illness that had stolen her laughter and turned her once vibrant eyes dull with pain. As a single dad, Mark had faced endless nights of worry since his wife's passing 2 years ago, but this moment felt like the edge of a cliff. Little did he know, a stranger's whisper was about to change everything. If this story tugs at your heartstrings, hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of hope and human connection that remind us we're never truly alone. Now, let's dive in. Mark's world had shrunk to this uncomfortable plastic chair. He stared at the clock, its hands crawling like they were mocking him. Lily's symptoms started innocently, a persistent cough, fatigue that kept her from her favorite park swings. But the doctor's furrowed brows during the initial checkup had escalated to this: emergency tests for what could be anything from a rare infection to something far worse. Mark's mind raced through worst-case scenarios. He was a mechanic by trade, fixing cars in a small garage in the suburbs, barely scraping by on tips and overtime. No family nearby, no partner to lean on. Just him and Lily against the world. He whispered a silent prayer, begging for good news, for a miracle. Across the room, Elena Vasquez paced with the poise of someone used to commanding boardrooms, not hospital lobbies. As the CEO of a multimillion-dollar tech firm, she was a force, sharp suits, sharper decisions. But tonight, her armor cracked. Her father, the company's founder, lay in a private room upstairs, his health failing rapidly from years of stress and a recent stroke. Elena had rushed from a late-night meeting, her designer heels clicking against the linoleum. She caught sight of Mark, his face etched with raw vulnerability, and something stirred in her. She wasn't here for him, but fate had other plans. Elena's phone buzzed, a text from her lawyer. "Your father's will stipulates marriage for inheritance control. No loopholes. Time's running out." She cursed under her breath. Her father, old-fashioned to a fault, had amended his will years ago, insisting that to fully inherit the company and his vast estate, Elena must be married. It was his way of ensuring she had stability, he said. But Elena's life was her work, relationships had always taken a back seat. Now, with her father on the brink, the board was circling like vultures, ready to challenge her leadership if she didn't comply. She needed a husband, fast, even if temporary. Her eyes landed on Mark again. He looked honest, kind, the opposite of the corporate sharks she dealt with daily. Approaching him felt absurd, but desperation fueled her. She sat beside him, her perfume a brief escape from the hospital's sterile scent. "Excuse me," she said softly. Mark looked up, startled. "This might sound crazy, but I need your help." Before he could respond, she leaned in and whispered, "Pretend you're my husband. Just for tonight. I'll explain everything." Mark blinked, his exhaustion making the words blur. "What? Who are you?" Elena glanced around, ensuring privacy. "I'm Elena Vasquez. My father's dying upstairs, and his will, it's complicated. I need to show the lawyers and board that I'm married to secure my position. It's a sham, but it'll save my company, and I can help you in return." Mark's first instinct was to laugh it off as a prank, but her eyes held genuine plea. "Help me? How?" She nodded toward the doors where Lily was. "Whatever your daughter's tests show, I'll cover the bills. Private care, specialists, anything." The offer hung in the air like a lifeline. Mark thought of the mounting medical debts, the fear of losing his job if he took more time off. But pretending to be married? It was insane. Yet, as the minutes ticked by, he saw the parallels in their pain, both fighting for their families, both alone in their battles. "Why me?" he asked. Elena smiled faintly. "You look like someone who understands loss. And honestly, you're the only one here who doesn't seem like he'd sell me out." They hashed out a quick plan. Elena's team arrived soon after, her lawyer, a notary, and a discreet photographer. In a quiet corner, they signed a temporary marriage certificate, backdated just enough to pass muster. Mark slipped on a borrowed ring, feeling like an actor in a bad rom-com, but when Elena's hand trembled in his, he sensed her vulnerability. "My mom left when I was young," she confessed quietly. "Dad raised me alone, like you're doing with your girl. This company is all I have left of him." As they waited for her father's lawyers, Mark opened up about his wife, Sarah, lost to cancer. "She made me promise to keep Lily smiling, no matter what." Elena listened, her CEO facade cracking further. For the first time in years, she felt seen, not as a powerhouse but as a daughter grieving. The charade worked. The lawyers bought the story, securing Elena's inheritance with a signed affidavit. But as they posed for proof photos, something shifted. Mark's quiet strength grounded her, and her determination inspired him. Then came the call from the doctor. Mark's heart pounded as he rushed to Lily's room, Elena unexpectedly following. The news was a mix of relief and challenge. Lily had a treatable autoimmune disorder, but it required ongoing care, medication, therapy, a specialist's oversight. The costs would be astronomical. Mark sank into a chair, overwhelmed. Elena knelt beside him. "Remember our deal? I'll handle it. All of it." But it wasn't just about money, she saw the toll on him. "You're not alone anymore," she said. Over the next weeks, their pretend marriage evolved into something real. Elena visited Lily in the hospital, bringing toys and stories from her travels. Lily, with her big eyes and gap-toothed grin, called her Auntie Lena, melting Elena's heart. Mark and Elena shared late-night coffees, talking about dreams deferred, his of opening his own garage, hers of innovating tech for good. Challenges arose. The media sniffed out the sudden marriage, painting Elena as opportunistic. Whispers in her boardroom questioned her judgment. Mark faced judgment from friends, who called it a gold-digging scheme. One night, as Lily slept post-treatment, Mark confronted Elena in the hospital cafeteria. "This started as a lie. What if it blows up?" Elena's eyes filled with tears. "It did for me too. But pretending led to truth. I care about you, Mark. About Lily." He took her hand. "Me too. But we have to face the real world." They decided to come clean, to the board, to the press. Elena held a conference, admitting the ruse but emphasizing the genuine bond it forged. "Sometimes, desperation opens doors to destiny," she said. The backlash was fierce at first. Stocks dipped, headlines screamed scandal. But stories of their humanity emerged, Elena funding pediatric research, Mark's quiet heroism as a dad. Resolution came in waves. The board, moved by Elena's passion, reaffirmed her as CEO. Public opinion shifted when a viral video showed Lily hugging Elena at discharge, calling her, "my new mommy." Mark's garage got a boost from Elena's connections, turning it into a thriving business. But the deepest healing was emotional. Mark learned to accept help, shedding the weight of solo parenting. Elena discovered balance, prioritizing family over endless meetings. They annulled the fake marriage only to plan a real one, with Lily as flower girl. Months later, at their small wedding in the park where Lily once played, Mark looked at Elena and whispered, "Who knew a whisper in a hospital could lead here?" She smiled. Fate has a funny way of whispering back. As the sun set on their new beginning, Mark reflected on the journey. Life's tests, literal and metaphorical, had pushed them to the brink, but connection pulled them through. In the end, it's not the titles or wealth that define us, but the hearts we open and the hands we hold. If this story inspired you, remember, kindness can rewrite any ending. Smash that like button if it moved you, and subscribe for more stories that celebrate the unexpected twists of life. Who knows? Your next miracle might be just a whisper away.